guys, welcome back. So Halloween is coming quickly and I wanted to give you some of my recommendations for really great creepy middle grade reads. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 great books that are perfect for the Halloween season if you're looking for something creepy for your middle grade reader. I will say I enjoy these books as well, so these might be fun to read together if you're looking for that, but specifically this recommendation is for that kind of 11 to 13 age group. So let's go ahead and get started. A couple of these are classics, and then the others are newer books that I just think are wonderful. First, let's talk about one that is really a classic. This is also part of a series that has been much beloved by me and many other people. This was always one of the creepiest books in the series to me though, and that is The Silver Chair from the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. This is actually the second to last book in the series, book 6. This is a pretty creepy one, guys. I remember I was like a wimp when I was a kid, so I read the last 2 books, including this one, least because I thought it was so scary. But if you're looking for a good creepy read that is a classic that you want to get your kids into, this is one I would definitely recommend picking up. The Silver Chair involves this really terrifying witch woman who looks like a snake. It's been a while since I've read it, but I remember it being super creepy, and there's like the ruins of a giant civilization, like big giants. Anyway, there's all this stuff in it. It's really interesting. It's definitely a creepier read, and this one could run a little bit younger as well. So my first recommendation for you is a classic. It is The Silver Chair by C.S. Lewis. The next book that I want to recommend to you is one that came out last fall, and I just really loved it. I think book 2 is coming out in January, so it is going to be part of a series. It is The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexandra Bracken. This one I would say is like a lighter brand of creepy, so if you want something that has Halloween vibes but is more funny than scary, this is one that I would definitely pick up. This book follows a young boy named Prosper Redding who has been born into a family that is cursed, and he was actually born with this being inside of him. So like they call it a demon in the book. It's not really a demon in the scary sense. It's more a being from another realm, if you will. But Alistair, who wakes up on his birthday, I think it's like his 12th birthday or 11th birthday, is actually one of my favorite characters in the book. He is hilarious. He's been asleep inside generations from this kid's family for like 1,000 years or something, maybe not 1,000, but like hundreds of years, and is completely unfamiliar with anything in the modern day, and so seeing him try to figure that out is just really funny. So this is just a really great Halloween book. It's got lots of Halloween vibes to it. It's a little bit creepy. It's mostly funny. It's a good book about friendship and about found family. And yeah, so I really recommend this one. The next book I want to recommend to you is another classic, and this is actually a Newbery Medal winner, and it was made into a movie a few years back. It's The Giver by Lois Lowry. This is sort of a dystopian sci-fi book that I found to be really creepy. I think I was around 11 the first time I read this book, and if you're not familiar with it, I mean, this is a children's classic. Probably a lot of you guys are already familiar with this, but it is about a boy who grows up in a society where there is no color. It's like a highly structured society, but there's also no pain in this world. And the reason is that all of the human memories of color and pain and warfare and all of these things are held by this person called the Giver. And he's getting old, and this boy is chosen to be his heir and have all of these memories transferred to him. And the story kind of goes from there. So it's a really wonderful book. It's creepy in a little bit of a different way, I think, and it gets you to think about what it means to be human, the good and the bad parts. Yeah, anyway, so I really recommend this one. Okay, the next 2 books that I have to recommend to you are not actually out yet as I am filming this video. They come out in September of 2018. I read them both this month and love them. Both of these were 5-star reads for me, and I think that they're just really, really great and perfect for the Halloween time of year. The first book that I want to recommend to you is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. I picked this up because I have read some of her adult urban fantasy and really loved it, and I wanted to see what a middle grade take on it would be. The writing is wonderful. This book, guys, this book is wonderful in so many ways. It's about a girl who I think is around 12 who almost drowned, and ever since then she's been able to see ghosts. And her parents are this kind of quirky couple who actually write books about ghosts and the supernatural. They're kind of like a quirky Mulder and Scully sort, and so she gets pulled along with them as they go to shoot a TV show about it. The first episode takes place in Edinburgh, Scotland, and she gets brought along with them. But she can actually see ghosts, and her best friend is a ghost. So it's kind of about the adventures that she has. This does get pretty creepy at times. It has some scary moments, but it's also just so wonderful and sweet. It's a great book about friendship, even if your best friend is a ghost. It is a book about redemption. It's a book about family. Like, her dynamic with her parents is so great, which you don't always see in books. Sometimes the families are just terrible. But yeah, it's a great book about family and friendship and finding your inner strength. Yeah, I really loved this, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the series goes. I think it's the beginning to a really potentially great series, and it would make such a great TV show. I kind of hope it goes that direction too. So, City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. All right, and the final book that I have to recommend to you today is probably the scariest of the bunch, guys. Like, this book was pretty frightening. I think if I had read this as a 12-year-old, I would have had nightmares and never wanted to see a scarecrow. So this is for those of you who are a bit braver or have children who are a bit braver, but it is really good. This is Small Spaces by Katherine Arden, and this is another ghost story that involves really creepy scarecrows and a young girl who is mourning the death of her mother. I don't want to say too much about it. It's a very quick read. It's not very long. It's beautifully written. Again, this is another one where I picked it up because I've read Adult Fantasy by Katherine Arden. She wrote The Bear and the Nightingale, which I loved. This is a very different book, but still, the writing is beautiful. It's, you know, it's not an adult book, so I think if you are an adult listening to this, don't go in expecting her writing to be at an adult level. This is written for middle grade audience, and it's very well done, but still, for that, I think it's beautifully written. It's another great book about friendship and finding your inner strength and grief and family, and she has a wonderful dad, too, which is depicted really well in here. So yeah, this was another really good one. Really scary, but really good. So, Small Spaces by Katherine Arden. There you go. There are my 5 recommendations for great creepy middle grade reads as we head into the Halloween season. If you guys have any other recommendations of good books that fit into this category, let me know in the comments down below. And guys, take a look there because I know there are plenty of other great books like this out there. These were just some ones that I've read recently and some ones that are on my shelves that are personal favorites. So talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts or questions or your recommendations for books that are great Halloween picks for middle grade. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.